If you're new here, welcome in, and if you know me, welcome back. And if you do not know me, I want to just preface this and say that I am not a video maker or content creator that loses his cool on really any video. I'm not one of those like loud equals entertaining or loud equals funny kind of creators. So if you see my emotions start to rise a little bit in this video, it's not normal. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I've been seeing a lot of stuff from ESPN over the past couple of months that have made me collectively look at my phone or my tablet or whatnot and be like, am I reading this correctly? Am I seeing this right? What is going on? So I really want to try to unpack what has been happening over the last couple of weeks and months, because I'm going to characterize it as a series of weird decisions and weird events. And I think I have a theory, and I'm not, don't quote me on any of this, but I think I have a theory. I think that ESPN, which was for a long time the worldwide leader in sports, if they are still that, it's in numbers only. I think that ESPN constantly is looking for new ideas, and they're trying to take these new ideas from other places, but they're not implementing them in a way that looks good in any way, shape, or form. Before we continue with the rest of the video, I want to give a shout out to Nebula. Nebula is a content creator run streaming platform where you will have access to all of my content and other brilliant content creators' videos, sponsor free, and even early access if the creator so wishes. Right now, Nebula is giving out 3-day free trials, so if you want to check it out for 3 days and watch as much content as you want, I recommend it. It's all really good. Go to the link in my description. You won't be disappointed. Now, again, ESPN, I just keep seeing the fact that a lot of decisions have been made. And they keep happening, and they keep sounding like good ideas on paper, maybe. Some don't sound like good ideas at all, but they're just implemented in a way where it just shows up in their face later. And today I want to start, I don't even know where to begin. I didn't write this video. I think I'm going to begin with the ESPN app. The ESPN app that they did. So let's go to the board. So a couple months ago, ESPN decided to make a direct-to-consumer service and all bundle it up under the ESPN app. So you had ESPN, and then you get ESPN Plus. You get access to all these different things. They're just trying to bundle it up, and I think the price is $30 a month. $30 a month, guys. My bad. It actually started in August. My fault. Now, you had two plans, the unlimited plan, which you had access to all of ESPN's linear networks, so all of ESPN's TV networks, and then 47,000 live events a year, which sounds like a great idea on paper. You're not even going to watch anything close to that, even if you are a sicko like myself. You're not going to get close to that. And then you have the ESPN Select plan, which is over 32,000, and then access to all content available on ESPN Plus. So the direct-to-consumer thing is supposed to be like, hey, if you only watch sports, this is like a good plan in terms of the fact where it's like you get all of ESPN's networks, even networks you're probably not going to watch. I like ESPN3 a lot in terms of the fact where it's like there's like everything. So the ESPN Unlimited plan was $30 a month, and then the ESPN Select plan was $12 a month, okay? And of course, ESPN bundles the Hulu plus Disney Unlimited, whatever, $30 a month as well. On paper, some of this sounds like a good idea, especially if you watch a lot of stuff that shows up on ESPN. There's more on the ESPN app. They added a thing called verts, which is basically like a TikTok style vertical feed for sports highlights, sports coverage. And don't worry, we will get to that later. And what I remember most about this is the fact that ESPN had a massive marketing campaign for this new app. It was led off by John Cena, but you basically had so many people on ESPN's talent being like, this new ESPN app, it was marketed in such a way that it was going to change the entire landscape on how we watch and consume ESPN products. That's what it felt like. All right, so you guys didn't see this, I cut it out, but I spent way too long looking for other like tweets from other talent, but every time I searched the new ESPN app, it just gave me the ESPN app stuff. So anyway, all I remember is that there was a huge marketing campaign for all of this. The app update basically looks like ESPN, but they added the new verts section. Honestly, that's what I took from it. I know that ESPN is further updated. All I know is that this campaign was marketed as like the brand new way to consume sports, and ESPN would be your one-stop shop for everything. Even though, like, for a lot of people, that is that. I'm not saying myself. I have other methods of enjoying sports analysis and whatnot. There were a couple of features here that really were eye-opening for me. So the first thing is ESPN verts. Now, ESPN verts, now a lot of people are trying to emulate TikTok, right? In terms of the short digestible verts thing. And I was really excited for this feature. I'm not going to lie. I was really excited for this feature because I was like, this could really be a cool thing. And I was wondering, I'm like, ESPN could turn themselves into a social media platform if they wanted to. I mean, they could have all these different sports fans giving their takes, giving their opinions, make it like a Sports Nation again. That's not that. It's not that. Basically, what ESPN verts is just a vertical form of all the ESPN videos that you can see on any other platform. Also, what really fried me, and I looked at it today, so it's not like I was holding on to this when it launched. ESPN keeps on putting up videos that have the TikTok logo watermark on the ESPN verts app. I need you guys to try. I need you guys to try to look like you're trying. You know how to download a TikTok video without the watermark, right? Do you know that? It's important to me that you know that. And on top of that, the video that I saw isn't even a video that came from anyone that worked at ESPN. It is a video taken from someone else. So what we're looking at here is a video that was taken by another content creator or even just a fan. They gave them permission to probably use the video, or they didn't. Who knows? ESPN's used my stuff without my permission before. What that means is that they took what this guy made, right? I'm gonna put this in post, but I think it's a screenshot of like a Lakers fan making a funny. They took what this guy made, put it on their TikTok account, then downloaded it from their own TikTok account and uploaded it into ESPN verts. Yeah, okay. So that's what's kind of frying me. The other thing that was very interesting to me was, well, I was interested in that, was the SportsCenter for You thing, which is like, hey, it's your personalized daily version of SportsCenter. Sounds like a great idea. And then I found out that it comes from AI generated commentary derived from SportsCenter anchors. And the thing here is that I'm not really going to be that tough on the ESPN talent, because I know that they're getting caught in the crossfire of ideas that weren't theirs. I know this. My past employer, we sometimes you would have ideas from a company that came from higher up, and you're like, I don't know about this one, but the company that pays your checks demands it. So I totally understand. But I'm not going to assume that the people listed here are on board with this or not. I can't do that. That's not going to be completely fair to them. And all I know is that, yeah, AI technology, and my stance on AI is that I think it should be a tool, not a replacement. It should be a helpful tool. It shouldn't replace the entire thing. So imagine, to my surprise, when I opened up the app the first time and found out that the SportsCenter for You thing was behind the paywall, bro. They wanted me to pay for the regular ESPN, like either the unlimited or the ESPN other. They wanted me to pay for the ESPN app for a personalized version of a SportsCenter For You page that had AI generated commentary. I have never left an app faster. I have never X'd out from an app faster. So that was one of the things where I was just like, yes, okay, ESPN going all in on something that they think is a cool new thing that can change how we look at sports. And this is what we got. And now 2 months later, no one's really talking about the ESPN app except for angry YouTube TV fans that are like, the ESPN app is not working. I have seen so many tweets like this over the last couple of weeks of being like, hey, the ESPN app is not working correctly. And this is in the middle of their standoff with YouTube TV that, as I make this video, is still going. So once again, I really think that ESPN is trying to seem really cool, and when it stuff backfires, they put their top facing talent, their likable talent too, as like kind of like the sympathy human message to all of this. And I said this on an earlier video in this channel, that when ESPN's likable talent was doing the Keep My Networks campaign, it kind of often felt like ESPN was using their top likable talent to kind of play the sympathy card. And again, this top likable talent, this is their employer, right? So they are caught in the middle of stuff that higher ups are having them do. And I see this stuff. I don't think the general public does. And dude, all I had to do was search ESPN app on Twitter, and it's just people being upset with the app. That's all. That's what it is. I can keep scrolling, guys. So when that's the overall perception of your app after doing this entire marketing campaign that had fucking John Cena in it, and this is what it's gonna be disappointing, bro. And the thing that sucks is that these ideas aren't that bad. It's the execution of them. I think an ESPN verts experience could work. I think it has to be interactive. I think they're like, add some polls, dude. Make it Sports Nation. Make it Sports Nation. And speaking of Sports Nation, we're moving on to my next topic. ESPN Bet is shutting down. ESPN Bet is shutting down and is getting replaced with DraftKings. Now, when I said, now I'm going to put it together. Kofie, how did the ESPN Bet Twitter account have 5.2 million followers, even though it was created in February of 2009? I'll tell you, this was the ESPN Sports Nation Twitter account. Yeah, it was the ESPN Sports Nation Twitter account, and I will always say this. ESPN Sports Nation, at its core, was just like, after even the show shut down, it was memes, it was polls, it was fan interaction. For you to turn that into a sportsbook Twitter account, so all the sports fans that just like the fun of sports, oh, now I'm following an ESPN sportsbook? Huh? What's going on? And basically, when they did this, the fact that you can't get through any ESPN TV show now, any program, can't get through any program. And this goes for all sports. This goes for all sports. You can barely get through any program without gambling getting mentioned in some way, shape, or form. So like, I'm not going to be like, ESPN's not out here doing something new here. What's wild is that ESPN thought that because we saw the top personalities do it, that people would do it too. Like they thought that people would be listening to Stephen A. Smith parlays. Look, hey bro, if you're doing that, if you're watching, dude, no, come on. I think these places also underestimate just how exhausting talking about gambling every segment on every show, day in, day out. I think these places, these corporations, underestimate how exhausting it can get to people that just want to watch sports, and even people that might do a little bit of gambling here and there. There might, like, it can get exhausting if it's everywhere. It's everywhere, and it just wasn't it wasn't gonna work, man. It was also weird to see like ESPN cover all these topics and then there'd be ESPN bet in like on the same webpage, or then it's weird. It's weird seeing Shams break news or whatnot and be like, hey, wait a minute. You know, there's stuff like that. It just wasn't cool. Like, this wasn't seen as cool. I mean, I'm 30. Maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe I'm out of touch, but none of this shit looked cool to me. And it's not even like ESPN isn't trying again because they're partnering with DraftKings. But I think that these places have to understand that just putting ESPN in the name of something does not make it cool, does not make it an instant success, because that used to be the case, I think, a long time ago. And I know that ESPN has tried out a lot of things. Not everything could be a success, okay? You had the ESPN phone, all right? ESPN Zone shut down a while back, but that was more of the times changed thing. Like, that was more of a lot of those kind of things shut down. So I can't even give it that. But it's one of those things where I feel like sometimes ESPN sees what's happening in the sports landscape and goes, oh, we can do that and just put our name in front of it and it's going to be successful because so many people watch our stuff. So many people love our talent. That's not how that works, bro. A lot of what goes into building an audience is actually caring about that audience. Like, that's why I rock with y'all heavy, because you could have chosen any other YouTuber to watch, and instead you're listening to me yap about this at 2:14 in the morning, and I'm trying to get this video out, and I appreciate that. I think that ESPN, they see their community as just numbers. They'd be like, oh, the demographic loves this. Well, they would love it if we did it. That's not how that works. And I feel like until they get that understanding, we're going to keep being in this predicament of ESPN trying new things and being like, wait, why didn't that work? This should have worked. Everything, our analysis, our case studies, our study groups, all of that, it should have worked. ESPN bet should have been a hit. Until ESPN, I don't even know if ESPN can ever get to feel like a community. But I think the thing is that ESPN needs to work more content creators, bro. They need to market more content creators instead of turning their TV talent into content creators. Now, there are some good TV talent at ESPN that do the content creator thing naturally. There's some fun Sports Center hosts, and it doesn't feel like they're making content because they're told to. It's like fun Sports Center hosts being like, get ready with me while I'm doing Sports Center, or like prepping, and then you can learn something from the A block, right? I think there's a guy on TikTok that films himself directing Sports Center. That's cool. ESPN needs to have more of a human element behind them now, because they've gotten rid of almost every other form of the human element, with the exception of PTI, right? They got rid of Around the Horn. That was seeing ESPN talent in their most stripped down human form. They got rid of Sports Nation a while back. I forgot to say this while I was recording, but they also got rid of Outside the Lines, I think. Okay, they barely make 30 for 30s, and even those are behind the ESPN Plus thing, right? The human element that was an ESPN is evaporating. It's evaporating at a big rate, and I feel like the company has to realize this, because again, when ESPN did the whole keep my networks thing, this could have worked a decade ago. I think that it could have worked a decade ago because, you know, you had Mike Greenberg from Mike and Mike in the Morning. You listened to them on the radio all day. It was like a driving experience, right? I think one of the only talent that did the keep my networks thing that I was like understanding, being like, oh, okay, yeah, I buy this, is Scott Van Pelt. Because Scott Van Pelt Sports Centers have always showcased the human element of it, whether it's the bad beats, you know, whether it's the good interviews and all of that, the human element. And there are a lot of people at ESPN that do the human element really well, but it doesn't get showcased a lot. And it breaks my heart, because ESPN, you used to be able to get on SportsCenter and you knew that you would get a different type of SportsCenter if you got Neil Verrett, Stan Everett, or if you got Stuart Scott. You got all of these personalities and whatnot. ESPN is losing their human element. And I think that's why ESPN Verts, no one cared about it. Also because of the TikTok logo thing. I know I'm rambling, guys, but this is really... Now, the last thing I'm going to talk about on this video, unless there's something that I'm clearly forgetting about, because I already talked about YouTube TV and Google. I already talked about the ESPN app. I already talked about all of this. Now, what you are currently watching is ESPN doing an ad for a solitaire app, and it's 100% AI. It's an AI app, bro. It's an AI video, dude. Now, for those of you that don't know, during the NBA Finals, Stephen A. Smith was caught by fans. They showed his phone, and he was caught playing solitaire on his phone. Now, Stephen A. Smith said, yeah, who would have thought I multitask during timeouts? But he was caught lying about it, right? He was caught lying about it, bro. This is him while the game is going on. He got caught, bro. Clearly people are playing. It's a bizarre thing to just lie about, for one thing. All right, now again, it was in June. This was 4 or 5 months ago. Now, Stephen Smith now comes back in November and does a solitaire ad, right? With AI video. Here's the thing, Stephen A. Smith benefits so much from the daily news cycle that by the time that he's doing the newest stuff, we have damn near forgotten about the older stuff, right? For this, I would not have, this is kind of what spurred me to make this video. I would not have brought this up because I'm like, okay, yeah, Stephen A. Smith doing like I get it. It's beat, like, this doesn't shock me in any way. But what did shock me is that the next video, he's doing a Beat Steven tournament, right? A solitaire tournament. What got me was that we got like ESPN talent commentating on this, and now the thing is that over a lot of people did the hashtag ad, they took it over. So now I can't tell who's actually in the ad or not. Are the talent involved in this too? I forget who else we saw. I think I saw Dan Orlovsky, and I think it was Dan Orlovsky, Laura Rutledge, Mina Kimes. And when I first saw this, I was like, oh, Mina got hacked. That was my first thought, right? That was my first thought. I was like, oh, Mina got hacked, bro. There's no way. But then I was like, oh, it's the ad, right? And it's real. So now I'm sitting here being like, oh, what's going on, guys? My theory is that like ESPN, I don't know, man. I feel like the fact that multiple ESPN talents are involved in this is something where I'm just like, what is happening? I can't even begin to fathom. Mina's great at her job. I have no issues with Mina. It was just very surprising to see this. Like, I'm expecting this from Stephen A. Smith, right? And then Dan Orlovsky's here also doing the ad. And as you can see, all of these are getting ratioed into oblivion, right? So I'm just being like, what's going on? And I feel like there's a part of me that's like, ESPN is involved. And again, top tier talent are getting caught in the crossfire of this. Because I'm like, why? This doesn't track. This does not track, bro. On top of this, the app that they are promoting is currently getting sued. This is what I meant by the start of the video, where I was like, everything I've seen that involves an ESPN talent right now makes me think that I'm losing my mind. This is what I'm seeing. I think what really sums up the state of all this is that Kendrick Perkins is also in the solitaire thing, and he fucked up the hashtag ad part, bro. This is where we are. Like, I'm losing my, I'm about to, bro, I can't. I don't know, man. Like, how much money are they being paid for this, bro? I don't think, and there's the thing, I don't know if we have all the answers to this yet. I don't know if we have all the answers to this. All I know is that it was, I was not expecting to see that, and it was very shocking. Like, I can see it from Stephen A. Smith, but to get multiple sports personalities to all do the same Like it was just weird. Now, again, top tier ESPN talent they've done commercials before on the, like they've done ads before. Like this is not out of left field. It's the fact that if we're looking at it and taking a step back, ESPN's top basketball analyst got caught playing a game on his phone during NBA Finals gameplay, where his job is getting paid a lot of money to talk about the game that he is not watching, instead of like actually trying to, I don't know, better the analysis, his reporting or whatnot. 4 months later, he then circles back, right? I think we had all not forgot about this, but we put it in the back of our hard drives for a little bit. Not only that, he then tries to use that moment to profit off of that. Once again, reminding us that, yeah, he did that and no one cares. Not even all that. And not only that, multiple sports personalities are roped into it as well at the same network. That's what's happening. And the reason why I'm making this video is I'm not trying to be like that, oh, ESPN bad, ESPN is the worst. I'm not trying to do that. I make these kind of videos because I want the worldwide leader in sports to act like a leader in sports and not get caught up in this weird shit, dude. It's like, I'm sorry. It was a lifelong dream. Going to college for broadcast journalism was a lifelong dream to work at ESPN. And I keep forgetting I worked at ESPN as an intern for 2 months. All right. It was a dream. I had a fun time there. It was a great time there. It was a different time there, guys. That was 2016, I think. Am I old? I think I'm old. My thing is that I know that it feels, for like sports media personalities, it feels sometimes weird to call out, these big corporations, because you want to still, deep down, you might want to still work for them one day or whatnot. But I personally feel like if I don't speak up about what's going on here, I would feel worse, because I'm talking about a network that I grew up on and loved, and I want better for. You know what? I'm going to end on a good thing. Kenny Smith showed up on NBA Countdown today, and they don't have the LED court of Prime. But Kenny Smith did a great segment talking about Jalen Brunson's 4-level scoring, right? And this is one of the cool things that I think that ESPN should do more of, which is be human, right? Teach us the game. Do your job, okay? Like, don't take pride in goofing off and playing solitaire while you're supposed to be like, you know what I mean. Anyway, like, this was a really good thing, and maybe it's because NBA and NBC and Prime are like putting pressure and like applying pressure. But I think that this stuff is good. I think that ESPN should be leaning more into that. I think ESPN should be hiring more content creators. I think ESPN should be hiring younger talent that actually know what's cool and give them a voice to voice what's cool or whatnot, instead of ESPN guessing. Okay? This is great stuff. More of that. Thank you guys for watching to the end of the video. I appreciate you guys. Feel free to support me on Nebula and Patreon. I love you guys. See you guys later. Bye.